Hey, what's happening YouTube? Hope you guys are well tonight. We're going to do a little trade review of some trades I had today in my live account. Actually, in this video, I want to focus specifically on profit taking. Something I made a mistake on today was I wasn't actively locking in profits at the point where the first partial should be taken. Again, this is a discretionary process and it's going to vary from trade to trade. But there is an approximate location as to where you should be taking profit when you're right on a trade. And this is something I wasn't doing very consistently today. So let's take a look at a few trades here. So you're looking at my screen. This is the platform Jigsaw Day Trader. And if you want to check that out, view the link in my description. All right, guys, smash that like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to this trade review. Whoa, I got some messy hair. Okay, so the Nasdaq was pretty hot today. I noticed there was some bullish momentum, and generally there was a bit of profit taking in the financial sector, cash coming back into the tech sector. So basically my plan was, as long as the thing stays over 622, that was basically my bullish bias, because we're entering an old value area that we traded in. So you're gonna see me get into a long trade here as we're kind of catching some bullish momentum. You see me get long right there, I get in at the bid. We see a bit of a pop here. Now, looking at the chart briefly on the right side there, if you were taking this trade, if you were me, where would be the approximate location where you're looking to take a partial profit? For me, it would be pretty much right above the high or a couple points above the high. So in this case, you're going to see the market push up above these highs here, and we get up to 38. So right there, that would have been the point to take the partial. You saw that? The thing's trading at 38, 39. That's where you take the partial right away. You're not going to be starting to guess what's happening next. And that's the tough part, is that when you're in a winning position, you always want to let your winner run and hope for a huge winner that the market's going to continue going in your way. But the thing is, in the case of scalping like this, you need to be very realistic with your profit targets and at least your points of where you're going to take a partial on the trade. I'm only trading one lot here. I'm sitting here thinking I'm going to be able to get a 15, 20 point profit in one trade, which can happen, but the thing is, it doesn't happen often, so you need to be realistic with your profit taking. So what you're going to see me do here is put in a limit there. Again, that's a bit too high. I should have been just locking it in right there. And you see me there, and it sort of comes back down. I'm clearly up about 5 points on this trade, and you're going to see me pretty much get stopped out break even because I wasn't quick to take profit where I should have. We're going to go through a few more trades here where you're going to see the similar pattern happen. So let's fast forward this video a bit. Here's the next trade. So the market sort of consolidated. We were seeing sellers come in, but again, they always lose their steam right near the moving average. So I'm seeing more buyers come in here, and I'm looking for a potential little squeeze, at least up to 637. All right, that would have been the approximate zone, potentially push above the highs. So take a look at what happens here. I get long at 632, 3/4. Buyers are pretty strong in the tape at this point, and I'm just watching. I'm long. So we got more buyers hitting into these offers, kind of mixed action. And then you see I put in a stop at 33.25. Is it going to get hit? And it gets hit. Okay, I honestly think that I took the break even too early on that trade. Okay, so look, when I'm getting in here at my fill of 33 or whatever it was, I'm leaning on these lows. So why should I take a break even if the market's still trading up here? I was looking for about 37, like I just finished saying to you, but I decided to take a break even, and I think that that was a mistake. And again, that's another thing. Apart from not locking in those partials, putting in break-evens is not necessarily always a good thing. In some cases it is, in some cases it isn't. This is a case where it isn't, all right? Where you're leaning on a clear price and the market is still showing bullish momentum. It didn't necessarily give me a sign to get out. So you see we traded up there to 37 and then we saw a bit of selling here. Watch the tape. We see a bit of selling, and I'm playing around with the orders on the left side. But there's nothing really notable here. Okay, so you're going to see us trade back down to 61. A bit of sellers there. But then they get answered right away with more buyers. See, that's the thing. I had to stick around this trade. I was leaning on about 25 for this. And the selling is very limited. So there's another opportunity to get long right there if you miss it the first time. And again, profit target would be kind of just above this high right here. It would have to be about 637, 38 max. So look at the market trade here. We hit 38, and I actually took a long trade there. All right, that's where I actually would have been intending to take profit on the original long trade. So this is really interesting because a lot of long traders who think this is going to go for the breakout are going to go for that long right there. That was too late for me, and you're going to see me get stopped on this trade very quickly. as you see those sellers answered. So that was a mistake trade, completely a mistake trade right there. And I took a 10-point loss on that trade right there. But again, you did see how the market hit that original profit target I had set for myself. Just a point there, just an interesting point there. So as we trade down here at another time, down to about the 627, I see sellers losing their steam near the moving average. We're seeing a bunch of sellers come in, all hitting into this area. Price is not trading lower. That's kind of what got me interested. And again, I use these moving averages as reference points. You can see we tagged it once and then we tagged it again on the 2-minute chart right there. And again, these things, they're pretty bouncy, these moving averages. That's a 12 period, I believe. So there we go, I get long 32. And at this point, if I'm gonna be long on this trade right here, I get filled at 33. The approximate, place that you want to be taking a partial is probably above the highs. So let's take a look at what happens here. Let's fast forward 30 seconds. Market moves up. Fine, I'm in profit. All right, we're looking at these buyers hitting into the tape here. And doesn't look like they're stopping. So I should have a limit order to sell right above the highs. That should be locked in. At this point, that's the approximate location where my partial should be taken. Therefore, that's where my limit order to take a partial profit should be. In this case, it's a complete profit because I'm only trading one contract. Now let's take a look at what I do instead of that. So market rallies more, 640. And I'm just kind of moseying around, not taking profit on this trade. So we pop up to 643. Long story short, I mosey around way too long and I keep a break-even stop on the trade, and then sooner or later, well, I get stopped out break-even. So that's an example of just being a greedy pig, not locking in profit, and you end up with a break-even. So this right here, guys, is the difference between being a profitable trader and being a break-even trader. Things like this, where you get into a trade, you're profitable, and then you don't lock in a partial. If you do that constantly, you're gonna lose money. But the thing is, if you do the opposite, if you do lock in your partials consistently, then you will probably make money if your strategy is performing all right. That was a good example. I was up 10 points, didn't take the profit, and got burned, right? Okay, here's another good example of a trade. Market sold off down to about 615 or so, and we're starting to rally back up to these 620s, all right? So shorts got interested in it, and now we're rallying back up. The sellers kind of stopped. So here I am again interested in a long trade. I'm seeing these buyers hit in. The price is moving freely higher. And I don't really care about this moving average. I like these buyers hitting in, and I'm willing to go along with them and think that they're going to probably go up here and squeeze these shorts out. So you see me putting my cursor up there? My subconscious mind knows that that's the approximate location where my limit order needs to be to take a partial on this trade or to take off the entire trade. All right, but what you're going to see me do in this case is not do that. So I'm long right here, 26.25, where my approximate partial should be. If I think that the market's going to squeeze out these shorts, I'm putting on that bet right now, is approximately 637, 636 to be safe, maybe even 635. Again, when you have a level in mind to take profit, another important rule is that you don't want to be taking profit at the level. You want to take profit before that level gets hit, because again, you don't know what's going to happen. Long story short, market rallies. It trades all the way to 635, and there I go, moving the limit price up to 37 because I think it's going to come up all the way here. In reality, 635 was the approximate safe level to take profit. Again, you want to go with the safe level. You don't want to be a greedy profit taker and aim for those extra 2 ticks. Again, then you see the market coming up and I'm not taking profit. I'm moseying around in this trade. Again, I'm clearly up 10 points, moseying around, not taking profits. Fast forward, market sells off and I get stopped out break even. So that's the story, guys. We're gonna cut it there for today's video. I just wanted to show you that. And that's sort of a habit that I'm trying to work out of my trading. And again, I needed to make myself very aware of it in order to improve on this aspect. There was a good quote from Matt Z from Optimus Futures in one of his latest podcasts. And he gave a good analogy saying, when you have a rock, in order to turn it into a sculpture, you need to remove some rock. When you're fine-tuning a method or a strategy, it's important to experience things like this so that way you can get closer to what it is you're trying to achieve. In this case, having a profitable working method. And again, this right here, what I demonstrated in the video, guys, is the difference between being a profitable trader long-term and a break-even or a losing trader long-term. It's locking in partials when you should. All right, guys, we'll leave it there for today. All the best. Enjoy your weekends. Take care. Bye.